Let's call these motherfuckers up right the fuck now, man, and see what the fuck is going on in their world. What the fuck?
Hello?
Hello, is this Billy from Visceral Disgorge?
Yes, it is.
Dude, what the fuck is going on, man? You're live on the Zach Moonshine show.
Hell yeah, what's going on, brother?
We're just fucking chilling, man, listening to some of your tunes, dude. That's some fucking brutal shit.
Oh, I'm sorry you gotta listen to all that junk.
Fucking love it, man. So, tell us, man, what the fuck is going on in the world of Visceral Disgorge?
As much as can possibly go down. We are trying to bring it as hard as humanly possible, man. We got bloodletting coming up and everything, so we're trying to put as much out for everyone to get a hold of.
Dude, I fucking that's exactly what it sounds like when I'm listening to it, man. It sounds like everything coming at you at once, full fucking force, dude. Like being in the middle of a fucking war zone or some shit, man.
Oh yeah. That's when we started writing all the new stuff. We just wanted to be complete punishment for every single person. When you start listening to it, we just wanted everything to just hurt. And then at the end of the song, you can just smile and be like, "Holy shit."
The first thing somebody said in the chat room when I started playing it was, "Holy fuck, this is heavy."
Well, hell yeah! Thank you, whoever that was.
That's
our one fan.
that's the initial response, man.
Hell yeah!
So tell us a little bit about the band, man. How long you guys been doing this, and how'd you get started?
So, many moons ago, I was actually approached to play drums for Eaten Alive, and when we started writing the new music, Eaten Alive just slowly turned into something way more brutal. So the guys and everybody just decided, you know what? Since we're going with such a different direction of this music, it's going in way more brutal fashion. Let's change the name up. And Travis came in, named it Visceral Disgorge, and started writing music from there. We actually there's a recording of one of our first songs out on YouTube. It's like an EP or like a untracked title play song, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I recorded it in my basement. We were seeing how it would sound when we put it all together, and sure as fuck, it came out brutal. Wrote about 3/4, a little over that, of the first album, and I had to leave, unfortunately, due to poor life choices. I got married. Nobody should do that. And we had a member switch with Dan Harris came in and finished the last couple songs and did the recording. So after all that was said and done, I got a phone call a few years after the album came out, and they were like, "Bill, Dan left. Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm divorced. Time to come back." Tight. So once I joined back up, we started hitting heavy, getting everything back in the groove, started promoting big and whatnot, because for the time that I was not in the band, when they started playing all that music, they weren't doing tours, they weren't doing huge venue shows and whatnot. They were just doing a couple things trying to promote it. So after coming back and playing some large shows and festivals, we had the unfortunate loss of Steve Rosenzweig. And after that tragedy, it took a while to get back on our feet, but we got a solid group of dudes. And once everybody learned their parts and started getting back together, we started doing the big tours. Now that we got our tours under our belts, we put out this album for everybody. And hopefully it's going to be, I want it to be the most brutal thing that everybody hears, but clearly we've got major competition.
Man, it's fucking badass though, dude. Fucking everything I've heard so far is fucking, it's just completely slamming, dude.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much. We hope that everybody that listens to the entire fucking album just keeps shitting and keeps shitting. I don't want anybody to stop shitting. Period.
Hell yeah. I gotta ask you about the album art, man. It's fucking, this is a badass fucking album cover, dude. How'd you guys come up with that?
So, oh man, it's crazy. I just did an interview last night, and I cannot remember the name of the gentleman who did it. Travis got a hold of him. He's done quite a bit of drawings and other artwork for other bands, but he's more well known for his fantasy fantasy artwork for like dark artwork and fantasy games and whatnot, like Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that. So Travis found him out in the world of the internet and was like, "Hey man, send us something." And sure as shit, we got this Brutal album artwork that we're rocking right now, and we actually have a couple more pieces that we hope to unfold in the near future as well.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. I'm looking at it right now, dude, and fucking one of the faces kind of reminds me of fucking Pumpkinhead.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I like that the actual faces themselves, they're like super serious, but then there are super comic faces as well. So it's like a mix between reality and fantasy at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's fucking cool, dude. I like it.
Oh yeah.
So, will this be available on vinyl?
Absolutely. We have 2 different vinyls that are on pre-order right now, I believe.
Fuck yeah, man. And this comes out September 13th?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's the beginning of the Bloodletting tour.
Nice. And I see you guys did a fucking performance video for Gear Gods. Can you tell us about that? How'd you guys come up with that?
So, the actual video itself was presented to us. Like, hey guys, you should fucking pull this video out of your ass. Like, holy shit. It's honestly really hard to talk about all the videos that we do make, because when they're given to us, they're like, hey, y'all got a deadline to make some videos. It's like, type, we'll put out some videos for you. And then at the last minute, it was like, oh, hey, let me get one of those videos. Like, oh, got you. So, no, actually being able to put out the video with Gear Gods was fucking brutal. Fucking brutal.
Hell yeah. Got some questions from the chat room. Thunderous wants to know, what's the band name mean?
The band name? Visceral Disgorge. Well, honestly, we talk about that a lot in our band practice. It's Travis would be the better guy to ask that one for.
All right. Another. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just super gnarly, super disgusting. You think of visceral and visceria and whatever other vis meanings come to mind, and it's just something of putridity and brutality.
Hell yeah. It's definitely fucking brutal, man. Let me see. Another question from the chat. Vicky Grandy wants to know, what are some of your inspirations?
Oh, that's a huge list, especially considering every person in the band. We all listen to super brutal death metal. We all listen to ridiculous, dark music, but we all have our inspirational starts. So where, Cannibal Corpse and Dying Fetus were the starts of a lot of the guys. Some of us started with, Decapitated, or somebody not so brutal that pushed us to be into the extreme side. I know a lot of us have some core benefits in there, and yeah, definitely the Brutal Slam community, the whole Brutal Slam community, all of us listen to it and just want to hear non-stop smashing and slamming when we definitely get going.
Oh yeah. She also wants to know, do you guys ever plan on playing in Canada, or have you?
Oh, we have played Canada. We played, what was it, the Devastation on the Nation. The first half of the tour was from Halifax to Vancouver. And we actually, I believe we have 2 or 3 dates on the Bloodletting tour in Canada. So it's coming. If you're out there, make sure you show up.
Fuck yeah, you heard it here. Another question, Thunderous wants to know, what band would be like a dream for you to play with? If you could, I guess if you could open up for anybody in the fucking world.
Ooh. Personally, I would love to open up for like Dimmu or Behemoth or even Strapping Young Lad. I know we've tried to get a hold of Cannibal Corpse, or Immolation was a talk about that before. Dying Fetus, because they're local, we wanted to do a run with them for a long time.
Hell yeah. Strapping Young Lad, man, that'd be fucking badass, dude. Fucking, I wish they would fucking get that band back together, man.
Shh. You didn't hear it from me, but apparently they might be coming out with something. I have no idea, but maybe in 2020.
That'd be fucking awesome. I did see recently in an interview with Devin, and he was talking about like an upcoming tour that he was going to do, where he was going to put together like some kind of huge band of different people, where they were going to come out and play different things from like his whole catalog, and it was going to include Strapping a Lad, but
yeah.
So that would be
honestly
cool too. But
getting a chance to play on stage with Devin Townsend would be brutal. So fucking brutal.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking maniac.
Gene Hoglan on the drums, man. He's such a badass. I met Gene 3 times, and I haven't had the opportunity to play on stage with him, but one day, coming for you, Gene.
Hell yeah. No, another question from the chat. Vicky wants to know, where do you see yourselves in 5 years from now?
5 years from now? Doing a ridiculous amount of touring for a ridiculous amount of new songs for an even more ridiculous amount of people. Yeah, we're not going to stop. We are not going to stop. We've got a solid line of people that are fucking main driven, and it's time to go.
That's what I'm talking about. Another question from the chat. Mob wants to know, do you have a new favorite band?
A new favorite band? Honestly, not really. Not really. I don't think there's so much of favorites anymore. I personally like Archspire. I shit when they brought out their full-length album, and their second full-length album, and it made top on my playlist, and I still listen to it all the time. So that's a big one for me.
Hell yeah. Another question from the chat. Favorite venue that you've played at?
Ooh. See, I wasn't ready for that kind of a question. How about there's Come and Take It Live? No. Is it Come and Take It Live? Sure, we'll say that's what it's called. Come and Take It Live in Texas. That's wicked. That's a really good setup. They have a huge stage and a decent-sized green room in the back. The Whiskey A Go-Go. It was super cool to play, but it's super tiny. The Gas Monkey outside stage. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Another question from the chat. Do you like Fenriz?
Do I like who? Say again?
Fenriz from Dark Throne.
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's totally random,
yes,
right? Another question. Vicky wants to know, do you like bubble baths or showers better?
Ooh, showers. Showers are the greatest things of all time. Period. You can lay in a bath and you can make your muscles and your body feel better, but when you take a shower, your body gets warm and you can actually get the dirt off your body. Showers are the best.
There you have it.
Speaking of showers, on tour, if anybody wants to give out some free showers, we would love to come crash at your place, or crash your shower anyway.
There you go. Fuck yeah, man. Well, speaking of shows, man, you guys have any upcoming shows that you want to let anybody know about?
So, other than the Bloodletting, we've got a small run from East Coast to West Coast, and we have limited dates on there, but we're actually going to be playing an extended set list for those 5-6 shows, whatever it is, to get over. So if you're in the vicinity and want to check out a little bit longer of a set, absolutely swing by. But Bloodletting, the first show of Bloodletting is that, the festival with Christian, and we just did that tour with those guys, so it's going to be sick as fuck to get back with them.
Oh hell yeah, I've seen them live before, dude. They're fucking badass too.
Oh, they're so awesome. They're so awesome. And the fact that they're all brothers is ridiculous. I fucking love it.
Let's go back to your music, man. Fucking, as far as like the fucking lyrical content for some of your songs, how would you describe that? For somebody that doesn't know.
As far as the new album, Otherworldly, Insanity, those are good ones. This whole new album is based off a being, an interdimensional organism taking over everything inside to out.
Hell yeah, dude. Some fucking badass fucking track titles too, man. Shit like Fucked Into Oblivion, fucking Absorbed by the Swarm.
Oh yeah. So Absorbed is one of my favorites. I love Absorbed.
Shit sounds badass, dude.
Oh yeah.
For the gear nuts out there, man, what kind of equipment are you guys using?
So we actually, I'm sure whoever's paying attention checked it out already, but we got the Vader cabinets custom VD. So our cabinets have our baby skulls and the inlays of the speakers, and we have the Visceral Disgorge emblem on the actual cabinet. And that's actually a huge step up. Got full stacks for that. Got the Pearl setup, so studio custom. It's a single kick because unfortunately I don't like two kicks. As brutal and death metal as it is, I love the single kick look, and it's way easier to take around on tours. The what is his name? Charlie. I can't believe I forgot his name. My guitarist has the Legator endorsement. He just got his Legator guitar, and he's got a Fly V Jackson, I believe. While Steve uses a... Oh, he's going to punch me if I get this wrong. Let's say Ibanez. It's not an Ibanez. Oh, man. I don't remember what he uses. It sucks. It's weird. It's like the whole down and grind time. Like before a tour, every band does it. They get ready, they practice every other day and whatnot. So they're focused on their instrument, focused on whatnot. So I'm like ready to do this interview, and I'm like, I can't remember a fucking thing, man.
Well, I guess you're sitting at the drum set, man. For most of the time, you're looking at the backs of them.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. Or I'm trying to close my eyes because the bass cap is right next to my fucking head, and all I hear is thuds.
Oh yeah, dude. Speaking of that, man, with music so fucking fast and brutal like this, how do you fucking keep time in something like that, man?
Good question. A lot of people ask me that. I don't know. Gabe Sieber, the drummer for the Kennedy Vale and live drummer for Decrepit Birth, pointed that out a couple times. He was like, how the fuck do you keep time when you're playing? All I hear in my in-ears is my kicks, just so I can keep time. So I guess it's more like an internal feeling. I honestly have no idea. When I play live, I start off with a click in my head, and it flows typically the whole time. I know it'll probably fluctuate a little bit here and there, but there's no real timing for us. Everybody follows me, and I've always been charged with keeping time. So I guess practicing to a click for years made that, option a reality, and playing in the studio and recording so much has actually made that really easy for me.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it sounds tight as fuck, dude.
I hope it better. And if it doesn't, one of you motherfuckers listening better tell me.
Speaking of drums, man, fucking tell us, like, how did you get started playing the drums? What made you decide that was going to be your instrument of choice?
All of my friends play guitar, and they said we need a drummer. So I put my guitar down and started playing drums when I was 18. I felt like I wasn't good enough. All my other friends were like, "Yeah, you're such a good drummer." I've never touched a drum set in my life, so I started playing drums. Yeah, man. After listening to all the drummers that were my favorites growing up, like Dave Kouros and Gene Hoglan and whatnot, I was more into like like the thrash of the drumming and how fast it could be. And then I was introduced to Necrophagus, and it totally blew my mind, so I was learning the whole technical aspect of it. I've learned so many instruments in my life that it was super cool to try to figure it out without learning sheet music or reading sheet music. And then probably 6 years, 7 years into drumming, I realized that I'm a terrible drummer and I don't know how to do polyrhythms and different, paradiddles and whatnot. Everyone's like, yeah, check out how fancy I am. I'm like, oh, dude, I can blast beat really fast. So every year is just like a constant update on how much I need to practice and participate in working out on my drum set.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, moving forward, what kind of plans do you guys have for the future? I know you got some shows coming up, and then you got this album coming out.
We do. So with the album coming out on the tour, after the tour, I'm pretty sure we're going to get back and do a couple more videos. Might do a music video. Definitely working on a little bit of new music also. Possibly another album coming out in the near future. Not gonna spoil anything, but we've got some pretty rad shit coming in.
Oh yeah. And you guys are from Baltimore, Maryland?
Yes, sir. Bodymore, Murderland.
What can you tell us about the local metal scene there?
So, we have way too many metal bands. We're just a big old pile of metal. Not just to mention Dying Fetus from here, and we have Pig Destroyer. Misery Index was from here. We all used to jam like in the same location for our rehearsal setup. But as far as the metal scene down here, it definitely grew over the years. Just looking at Maryland Death Fest, thing is huge now, and I was just talking to somebody the other day. All of us in the band have been to Maryland Death Fest, countless number of times. A couple of us in the band have been to every Maryland Death Fest. We were fortunate enough on our European tour in 2016 to play the first Netherlands Death Fest, which is also ran by the same guys as Maryland Death Fest. So, just like as an example, the first Death Fest I went to had 900 people. The second one had 1,000 people. The one after that was 1,800 people, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like, they had more venues after that, and they had Saratoga Street outside of Sonar shut down because they had an outside stage, and then they had 5 different stages outside in different locations of the city. So you just saw metalheads walking everywhere. So it will always continue to grow. And Maryland's just a great housing unit for all the metal industry and fans.
Man, it is, dude. I lived there when I was a kid back in the late 80s, early 90s. I remember,
what a great time.
I remember you guys had a really cool fucking radio station called The Underground.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do they still have that there?
Negative. Hasn't been around for a long time.
Man, that fucking station was the shit, dude. I used to tape record fucking hours and hours of stuff off there, man. Like, that was back before the internet and everything, so that was that was how you found out about so much different shit.
Oh yeah, man, sit there with your 4-track pressed against the speaker, trying to get every detail you can.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, good times, man. All right, well, I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to add to let the people know?
Oh, man. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for fucking checking us out. And I know there's a lot of people that have been skeptical about the new album. A lot of complaining. There's a lot of people that don't like the sound of this and don't like the sound of that. But if you're a true metal fan, you'll give it a shot, and you'll find out that this is more VD than anything you could have imagined. It's going to be fucking sick.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, before I let you go, I got to get you to make a station tag, all right?
Absolutely. Do what you say.
All right, whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Visceral Disgorge, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Absolutely. This is Bill from Visceral Disgorge, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, dude, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more Visceral Disgorge for these motherfuckers so they can go fucking nuts.
Oh, absolutely. I hope they all fucking flip out.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time, brother.
Yeah, brother. Thank you, man. Y'all have a good night.
Cheers, man. There you have it, folks. Visceral Disgorge live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your fucking windows, put them in your front lawns, put them wherever the fuck you can. Make your fucking neighbors hear this shit, man. If you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, you fucking need a new stereo system pronto.